You must never feel that you are less than anybody else.
We have to let the world know what's happening here. What can we do now that could impact generations ahead of us?
Explore a collection of programs that challenge prejudice and injustice. The Black Lives Matter collection, now streaming on SBS On Demand.
Well, the world's biggest single-day democratic vote has taken place today in Indonesia. More than 190 million Indonesians were eligible to vote. SBS reporter Rhianon now joins us from Jakarta. Rhianon, good evening. Tell us, how soon will we know whether President Joko Widodo is on track to be re-elected?
Well, we should have an indication pretty soon. The polls have now officially closed and counting is underway. It's a massive operation. More than 190 million voters and more than 240,000 candidates vying for votes. And to make matters more complicated, in some areas, voters had just 6 hours to cast their votes. The culmination of 6 months on the campaign trail. Incumbent Joko Widodo cast his ballot in Jakarta alongside Indonesia's First Lady. His rival, former General Prabowo Subianto, was south of the capital in Bogor and optimistic.
Confident that you will win?
Yes, very confident.
President Widodo, who's come to be known as Jokowi, was asked whether he would meet with party members after his vote. He replied, "No, I'm going to eat." It was billed as the world's largest single-day vote, weighing on the minds of more than 190 million voters in the Muslim-majority country, religion and its part in the nation's identity, the economy, infrastructure and stamping out corruption.
Pemilu ini negeri kita Indonesia bisa lebih maju, lebih tentram ya, damai sejahtera begitu. Jadi pasti pikiran kita semua mempersiapkan untuk mencapai Indonesia yang lebih maju di hari-hari.
The political rivals have both pitched to hardline Islamic voters, evident in Jokowi's running mate, a 76-year-old Islamic cleric, Maruf Amin, the most influential Muslim figure in Indonesia. Prabowo's supporters today held special prayers ahead of the polls. He's vowing to increase funding for religious schools and protect Islamic leaders. Indonesians were not only voting for their next president in the most complex parliamentary elections the nation's ever seen, there were 245,000 candidates vying for votes.
Itu adalah hak dan kewajiban seluruh masyarakat Indonesia untuk menentukan nasib bangsa ini.
After losing out at the last election, Prabowo's camp has already questioned the legitimacy of the 17.5 million voters on the electoral list and has threatened to protest if concerns are ignored.
We are very concerned. We hope and we pray that today's election will be fair and peaceful. It will be peaceful if it's fair. And hopefully the will of the Indonesian people will be heard today. Thank you.
Indonesia's president plays a key role in regional leadership, and what happens here will be felt across the globe. It's no surprise the world's media is watching. Prabowo's transition from military strongman to politician has been so successful in the eyes of some, even victims of a brutal crackdown in the 90s are now supporting him.
Ya, sebenarnya bagi saya ya, berharap proses ini selesai. Maka harapan setiap rejim baru, saya tuh berharap rejim baru itu akan mengkelarkan semua persoalan kejahatan HAM.
Locally, the day has been dubbed the Festival of Democracy, and it comes 2 decades after authoritarianism was defeated. Now, there are some reports that voting cards didn't arrive at a number of regional polling centres, so we've heard that possibly tens of thousands of voters missed out on casting a ballot. We do have some very early exit polls, and they're suggesting that President Joko Widodo is ahead, though it's still very early days at this point in time. Those details should firm up as the night goes on, although official results won't be announced until May 22.
Thanks for the update, Rhianon reporting from Jakarta.